So I am an introvert. I'm a person who is always trying to better myself, which means that I'm speaking here tonight purely to practice speaking because I suck at verbalizing, and you'll notice that throughout the speech. Webster defines an introvert as a proboscis, or an appendage, or retractile appendage of some worms, which I think is a terrible definition. So throughout my life, I've been through the 5 stages of grief for the unborn social me. The first being denial. I'm having a bad day every day. Anger. Lord, why was I not born an extrovert? Bargaining. If I am born an extrovert tomorrow, I will stop torturing my brother for a week. And depression. I have no friends. Finally, I went to acceptance. I am a proboscis. I'm a classic INTJ, which means I'm quiet and introspective. I feel things strongly, but don't show them outwardly. And I think everything into the ground. And sometimes I can be an asshole. Not often, but sometimes. Introverts are thinkers, though. We generally think about things that are meaningless. In this picture, there's a kite just out of range, and it absorbed me for 10 minutes before my friend took this picture and was like, what the heck are you thinking about? And I pointed to the kite, and she looked at the kite and then looked at me and like, you are so lame. Energy flows differently for introverts rather than extroverts. We create energy from within as opposed to extroverts who create energy through external stimuli. I personally take a time out of every day to regain my energy. When I was 12, introverts daydream. So when I was 12, I actually daydreamed myself into an F in English. To fix that, before I got home, I found a nice black pen and turned that F into a B. That works. Introverts are better at observing the world than being the center of the world. If you grow up in the South like I did, when you turn 16, you become a woman, and at that time, a lot of girls do cotillions. So my mom really wanted me to do a cotillion, and I flat out turned her down at first because I didn't want to go prancing around in a wedding dress. So she asked me every day for a week, and finally I dragged her out to the front porch, and I stood on the porch and I said, "World, I am Melissa Ann Davis, daughter to doctors Deborah and Isaiah Davis. Yesterday I was a girl, and today I am a woman." And then I turned to my mom and I said, "I saved me time and you money." And she was not amused. So of course, 6 months later, after etiquette class and teas and waltz lessons and sex education, I came out a proper woman to the world. My brother was in his mean mug phase at that time. So I wanted to debunk some myths about introverts. The first is that we don't like people. We love people. We just don't measure our contentment as an external source. We see it in ourselves first, and then having people in our lives makes our lives that much better. These are just some pictures of some of my friends, my brother, and one of my aunts when we went to Spain. The second myth is that introverts are weird. Well, yeah, I'm a little weird, I'll admit it. I like to think of myself as the minority of minorities. I'm always on the outskirts of life. I've never seemed to be able to hit the mainstream. But I've decided that I like being on the outskirts because it's less crowded out there anyhow. The third myth is that introverts always want to be alone. That is not true. When I turned 28 this year, it felt like I got backslapped by time. All my friends are getting married and having babies, and I am way off from wanting a kid. I think I would kill it at this point. But I would like to find my better half within the next, before I turn 30. Myth number 4 is that introverts are shy. Introverts are not shy. Quiet and shy are 2 different things. I only say about 10% of what I think, and that's because either it's out of context and not appropriate for the situation, it doesn't make sense out loud, or is too crude to be said in public, and I'm better off keeping my mouth shut. But the best thing about introverts is that we truly value our friendships. When an introvert makes a friend of you, you are a lifelong ally. You are their friend forever, and will do just about anything for you. And it's always nice to have people in your life like that, and I've been blessed to have some people in my life like that. But I secretly think that introverts run the world. If you think about it, we're the ones that I'm trying not to curse, get stuff done. We are the engineers and the mathematicians. We are the musicians, the artists, we're the radiologists. We work well with others, and we really and if you think about it, think about the people who have changed the world. MLK and Mahatma Gandhi, 2 introverts, past presidents like Abraham Lincoln, financial geniuses like Warren Buffett, and even people in the media like Gwyneth Paltrow and Diane Sawyer. I'm going to give props to my alma mater right there. So as an introvert, I've kind of run out of things to say. So I thought that I would entertain you guys for a while with my music. And I suck at the saxophone because I haven't played in like 2 years. So it's Christmas time. I'm not really in the spirit, so I thought maybe if I played a song, I'd get a little bit more in the spirit before I get home. And my mom is angry at me because I'm like a Scrooge at Christmas. So this is one of my favorite Christmas songs. You guys, these are a couple pictures that I took along the way.